This is Tattoo-Kate 1991. Today I'm going to show you how to install Raspberry Pi OS alongside with KDE Plasma Desktop. So I found a person that is very good at this. So if I go to the image here, this is the person here called GavinW. And he did this. So as is his idea. So panic over, I try one more time, and he's right here. He did everything because I already tested already, so just to prove it, see if it actually works. And this works perfectly well. So it says here, use Imager, which I have right here open. And it's telling you to use the Raspberry Pi OS Lite 64-bit, and you can put it on the SSD disk. You can do it on a SD card as well, but there is a bit annoying part of it, because when you install the KDE Plasma Desktop, it doesn't have any of the operation system built in, because it's just a no operation version of this, and then you're putting the operation version in on it, which is KDE Plasma Desktop. So it's a bit more awkward. So what I do is I have two versions of this. So I have the Pi OS 64-bit, which it has the desktop, so it has a copier on it. So then I can able to do them from the SD to that. Or you could prefer the easier way, just do what he does, just uses the SSD disk itself and copy it onto that. But I'm putting it on, or even an NVME, same thing. But I'm putting it on the SD card just for the part of this video. And it says plug in to disk and then log in. So I think I meant by plug in the SD card into the wee slot thing, so it boots up, and then log in. So the reason why he said log in is to sign up, because he uses a pre-configuration. So which means I'm going to show you that now in the video. So I'll put this up now and I'll show you. But see where it says install, make sure it says sudo apt install, and then it'll work. And copy exactly where it roots here, because it works flawlessly, and I'll put that in the video very shortly. And don't forget to do all this. So see where it says install GL driver. So make sure you root sudo apt install GL driver test. And then for this one, see it says sudo system CTL. That's exactly right. So you don't need to put apt in this one. And then log out. Now make sure you always log out, because if you don't log out, it could have errors. So make sure you log out, and then you can switch off or reboot, and then switch back on. It'll search success. Phew! Thanks for your suggestions and patience, and Happy New Year to all. So that must be New Year when he finally got all this sorted. Well, January 2nd, let's see, 2024 last year. But now we'll get to it, and we'll go onto the Raspberry Pi here, and I already have, as you can see, the drive there and all. So I'm using Fedora, so that's what I use. So I'm going to choose device, and I'm going to use Raspberry Pi 5, and then I'm going to choose the operation. And as I say, you could use this, but I'm going to use the Lite, has no desktop, and make sure it's 64-bit, and then put this on. And then when you hit next, see where it shows you these. I highly recommend it to put these on. So I do understand why this has a long password, because I don't have a very long password on this. So just give me a moment on doing this. So I'm just going to move my camera slightly down. Right, You probably saw the last number, but it's alright, at least you didn't see the rest of them, I don't care. So let's just turn everything on. I don't know why that's hidden. I want to show it. So that's everything set on this, and I'm keeping that off because I'm not going to use any of that. I want to play sound when it's finished, and I'm going to keep a host name off on that. So this is all I want. So I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to hit yes, and then yes, and then I have to insert my password on this, but at least it doesn't show. So, and there it goes. Shouldn't take too long, but I'm going to just turn this off now, and I'll come back to it when it's finished. Okay, so I'll see you then. Hey, I'm back again, and you see now it's verifying. So it usually doesn't take long anyway to do right over, but because I did a lot of editing on it and pre-configuration, it took a wee bit longer because it's getting all that sorted in, and now it's just doing the verifying part now, as you can see, and it's nearly finished. And now when I go into the Raspberry Pi itself, onto my actual Raspberry Pi, it will actually show like by 3 repeats, or sometimes 4 repeats, depending on what it's doing. But it does do that. Don't worry, don't panic. That's just the way it goes, because you already did edit it in here already, so it knows that you already passed all them. So if you see it keep it repeating and repeating, like rebooting all the time, that's normal. Don't panic. Just let it do its thing until it no longer moves. Give it a minute or so. If it no longer moves, then tap enter, and it'll come up again to ask you to sign in, and then that's you in on your BIOS end. You're on your, not BIOS, sorry, you're on your terminal, because the Raspberry Pi doesn't have, the late one doesn't have a desktop, and we're going to put a desktop on it. So this is a working version of KDE, by the way, and it's just exactly like a KDE that you have here in Fedora. One is a Debian instead of Red Hat. That's the difference. So I'll get now to my Raspberry Pi itself, so I'll see you there. Welcome back. As you see now, I'm on my Raspberry Pi. I've already put the flash pen and all in there, USB stick already in here. So hopefully we should be able to get it boot up in here now in the screen. So I'm going to just power on here. Jeez. What's it doing that noise? Sorry about that. That was weird. That's the first time I ever heard a fan doing that. But as you can see now, it does this. Now this is normal, by the way, so you can see it going off and on continuously. That's just the way it goes. Well, it stopped that noise now. I don't know why it made that noise. And now, this is what will show up here. So it shows you all these. So just give it a few minutes. So I just give it a few minutes to see if anything else changes. But I think that's the end of it here. I think that's it. So our next thing now is to hit enter. And now he's asked you for the Raspberry Pi login. Alright. So what I do now is just do my login details. I do apologise about that, and that's the first time I've ever heard that one crazy like that. But it seems to be settled down now. So I'll put in my details. So that's me for the login, and then the password. So the password will be hidden, so you don't see nothing. And now, as soon as you see this, that you know that you in now. So you're in now. This is your actual thing itself. There's no desktop. So our next thing now we need to do is to do sudo update. So I do sudo apt and then put a line and then write git update. So that's your first thing you do. Just do that first and get everything updated. And you'll see all that updating now. So that should update the latest version. So next now we're going to do is we're going to press up. So it automatically brings this up. And I'll do apt full line upgrade. So we'll do that. And then we're going to tap yes, or press Y for yes, and let it do that. Let it do its thing. So that's getting all the latest firmware, all those green things you see there. That's all the firmwares that we'll need. Now it's doing the latest version of all them, and you should then have the latest version. And do not, and I mean do not reboot. Even you upgraded all this, don't reboot it. Not yet. Do not reboot it. And as soon as it's auto remove, to remove it as well. That's very handy. So it's at 90% now, so hopefully this be finished. Highly recommended to use the higher, stronger Wi-Fi. So there it goes now. You can see all this going. So it's just like a terminal. That's more what it is. It's just a terminal screen. That's what it is. That's more what this is. Because you have no desktop, and we're going to put a desktop on this Raspberry Pi. So it looks like that's finished. So our next thing now is to do, like I said, sudo apt install KDE, and I forget to put a line on these. So KDE line PLASMA, and then line again, desktop. And once you put that in, now this will take a while, as you probably seen in the image I showed you. It actually says on it, much patience required. This will take a while. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all this video because this video will take too long. So I will skip through this. So when you hit this, that's now going to install this, and you just tap yes, and that's it. That should do all the works. It takes about 3 gigs. Download size 1 gigs, and the space. Oh, that's just telling you the space you need to use about 3 gigs. So, and now you see all this stuff here, and you'll see it's at 11%. 13. So you can see this will take a while. So I'll get back to it when it's finished. Okay, so I'll see you then. Welcome back. So we're just finished this part now. So it's doing the unpacking part now. And now you see this line with a percentage, which is hard to see in green, but I'll show you the process bars are way over here. So now it's doing the unpacking part. So, and once that's finished, it'll just show you in that green writing that shows you my Raspberry Pi ready for the next part. Then the next part after that, you have to do an upgrade update and upgrade again, just to get the up-to-date stuff on this, and we should be good then. So that might take a wee bit now. That's why it says much patience required, because it does take a while. So all these stuff has to be unpacked and up and running, so then we have a desktop. So I'll be back to use again. This will take a bit, sorry, because sometimes it'll freeze like this, and then I will start moving up and down again then, or just moving up I should say. As you can see, it's starting to move up now. So I'll see then when this is actually finished. Okay, I'm back again, and now you see, I do have a wee warning icon here, as you can see. So because I don't think I have, this is a server proxy. I think because I turn off the host thing, that's why that doesn't show. But don't worry, that doesn't interfere nothing. It will still work. So our next thing now, so this is what it looks like when it's finished. I'll just show this. Your won't be different, depends on what you rename it. But if you see that, the next thing now, you just have to do an update again. So I'm just going to press up because I already have the thing here. So I'll automatically set it. So let's do this. And let's look for more updates. So I'm just going where it tells me to go. Right, that's that. So now we do the full upgrade. And then tap yes when you see anything, but there's nothing here. That's grand. So it doesn't show you any updates. So you know it's we're already upgraded, we're all updated. So so our next thing is to install. So we're going to do apt install. Oops, make sure you spell it right. You don't want to make any mistakes. So this is called GL driver. driver, GL driver, and then a line, oops, not equals, a line, and then test. That's exactly what it says here. So we're going to hit that. And now you see I've installed all this stuff. So our next thing now is to do, now this one's quite long, so this one I get to do, well, I'll just take all this out, and no apt in this one. So so we do sudo system system system, I think it says CTL, and then space, and then hit set default, default, right? And then space graphical, graphical dot target, target, and then when we hit this should be it. Oops. Right, so it's removed, and then create a system link. So once that's all done, that should finish now. So you're probably wondering now, so is this going to turn now into the what you wanted to turn into, like KDE Plasma? It should do. So I won't do reboot. No, don't do reboot like this. Do a logout first. So do a log out. So you just type in log out. If that doesn't work, do sudo logout. 1 or 2, it should work. So we do log out. This is what the screen will show in. We'll show this. Right? And what we do now is, what I usually do is, I usually turn off, because that's what it says on that thing, you put to turn off the power. So you just turn it off anywhere at all. So you can't really do a reboot, or if you sign in and then do a reboot maybe. But I'm going to just power it off here. So I just have to press the button and this will come up, and then I should shut down. So we'll just give it a minute. There we go. It's off. So now when I turn it on again, we should able now to have a KDE Plasma. If it doesn't, something's not right. So let's try it now. Put it on again. So we have it on now. So let's see now what happens. Are we going to get KDE Plasma now on this? Let's find out. So you see all this stuff again. Right, so it's still showing this, right, showing that wee thing at the top. And look what we got here. We got a mouse. And look at that. We have now KDE Plasma. So I'm just going to put in my password here. So and look at that. We actually have KDE Plasma. The Raspberry Pi version of KDE Plasma. Nice and clean looking. Everything you need, it's all here. I'm going to go into system settings. And just to show you that I'm going to do dark mode. Just to show you now that it's fully KDE Plasma. So I'm going to just go into power settings here and just turn everything off. Do nothing. Do nothing. Oh, well, I can actually shut down when I press the power button. Put this to never. Put this to never. And I'll put this all the way to 999999 number. Let's see, 4 9s. There we go. And so we'll just hit apply on this. And screen locking, the same thing. Let's put this to never apply. So, but look, you actually now have KDE Plasma. How cool is that? Let's go to themes, and I always put the cursor, the 36, just make it sort of bigger so I can see the cursor better. And I usually have a login screen here, and I usually put the night light on as well on this, but for the sake of this, screen, or sake of this video, I'm not going to bother. But about this system, as you can see, it's running Debian. It's on Raspberry Pi. As you can see, the Raspberry Pi 5 model, the project name here. So, there you go. That's how you install that. And you're probably wondering, so if I restart this, will this work again? It should do. Well, we'll find that out now. We're going to do that very shortly. I'm just trying to look for X-rays here. Auxiliary, or recall it. Accessibility. So I want to get this away because when you shake your mouse, this mouse gets annoying. So I'm going to turn that off. So now it doesn't do that. But look, there you go. It works. And I'll just hit next. And I notice it doesn't have the third party thing. It skips that because it's Debian. So, and we can go now into Discover. Yes, this uses Discover as well. So, and then well, you can use all the programs we need to use is on here. But these are all Debian programs. So, and you can always go into settings and you can put in Flatpak, which I do. So I download the Flatpak. And that's just for your password. So I'll do that just very quick. And now that will download and install the Flatpak. I don't use Snap, but you can use Snap as well. But I don't use Snap, I'll just use the Flatpak. So the Flatpak now will automatically go in here. It'll take a bit for the to go through. So I'm just going to check for updates. See any updates, and it looks like it's updated for now anyway, but we will get updates later. I think you have to restart it for it to get the updates to work. So we're going to close this and we're going to do now a restart and see will it actually stay on this. So let's hit restart now. And you see everything stopping and shutting and restarting. And we should be able to there you go, it shows you the Raspberry Pi icons and it shows you all this, just like when you have the actual OS. And there's our mouse. And there you go. You don't have to even press Control Alt F4 no more to do it. You'll get the full access right here. So, and I can just put in my password here now again. And this is not my actual password, this is just a random password I put in just for the purpose of this video. But you notice the background changed. So when you restart, it changes the background, but we should get updates as well. Updates will pop up here in the bottom to let you know to get updates. And you can do the console update if you prefer the console update, but I just use the Discover update because that seems to do, to do it more better way like that. So let's go to Discover now. Excuse me. We should be able to now get updates for that soon. We should have our Flatpak, as you can see. We're going to add the Flatpak hub here. And we're going to put in our password again. So that takes a wee bit for that to install that. But you see now it's fetching for updates. Because I add this Flatpak, that's what it does in. It's going to do fetch for updates. And once you put that Flatpak in, as you can see now, look, it's showing the flatpak.org, but I will add another flatpak.dl as well, so you usually get two of those. Now don't make that as default, keep the Trixie as default because that's your main thing itself, that's your Raspberry Pi itself. So it does take a wee time, but you can always refresh to see if any updates. And there was no updates yet. Don't worry, we will get updates very, 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 very soon. It doesn't update right away. I noticed now that shows like a down arrow, as on it showed you like a wee box the last time. So, and you can use the console as well, so we can use the console too. But you notice it's so empty now. There's not much programs in here. So we can find console here, and I'm going to add that to the task manager so I can get, and you can also drag it now. It's just like the actual KDE itself. It's just more to what it is. It's just the KDE itself. And there's our terminal. So let's say we have Flatpak in here now. And the only way to check that out is to do sudo Flatpak update. Oops, let's make sure we spell this right. There we go. And see what it says, nothing to do. That you know you have a Flatpak update. So, which means we can put in now any Flatpak we want, but it has to be an ARM base. So let's say our video player, we can sorry about that, my throat's a little dry. So let's say we want to do Flatpak install, and let's do PATAVA, and we have to enter, and you can see it shows two versions. So we're obviously going to choose number 2 because we want the app version of it, not the runtime. So we're going to press number 2, and we're going to tap Y, and that gives you all this, and then you tap Y again, and that will install all these. So just as simple as that. As you see now, your Raspberry Pi itself has this, and you want to find out, sure, we know that that those Flatpaks, and we all find I don't even get all the words now. We have every, my tongue's tired, sorry, I'm talking gibberish now. I do apologise, my mind's not we call the best. But let's just say that, sure, all computers do that, all Linux distros do that. So what are you going to do? What about the Raspberry Pi? What about, can you put in the Raspberry Pi itself, the apps, the Pi apps? We can, yes. We wait till this is finished, and then we'll do that. So yeah, so as you can see, this is doing perfectly fine, and we are on Raspberry Pi. Even though it doesn't show here, there's no Raspberry Pi here at all. No built-in Raspberry Pi whatsoever on this machine at all. None of it. It's all KDE Plasma, as you can see. Not much programs in it, but you can put put programs in it, but it has to be supported for ARM based only. So I notice that's a bug when it comes to the Flatpak. See, this is 100%. Sometimes it'll still continue. Oh, I see we have an update. We have an update now. This is what we're looking for. So this will update the latest drivers for our Raspberry Pi here. But it doesn't do nothing, like it just updates it to the latest drivers. So it's very supportive. So you'll see it says Raspberry Pi this, Raspberry Pi that. Now and then on this, that's the Trixie apps, all the Trixie updates. So what does is finish here, and I'll close the terminal, or console, I should say. Since this is called console. You see what it says 100%. And now these will come up warnings like that, don't worry about that. So we close this now. So that should be now installed. Sometimes it requires a restart for it to show. Come on, focus. Thank you. Let's see if that's show. There it is, it's right here. So that should show now the video. No, It's not showing it yet. Okay. Oh no, it does. There we go. That's bright. So we're gonna hit new, and voila. So a wee video. So that does work. I don't know why it's in light mode though, but it doesn't matter really. So let's click on here. Double click. Let's see what our updates is all about here. So it's just a unknown application. So let's update all. And there you go. That doesn't do much. But now you see when it says FlatHub DL.org, that's the one we're looking for. So this is our FlatHub we want. So once you have a FlatHub, because I use Flatpak anyway all the time for most of my programs. I don't really use much of the Debian ones. So you have full access to your computer. So it even uses Dolphin as well. So you can have Dolphin. And so you have access to everything really. And I think you can get access to your all these as well. They have a removable drive, so I don't know if that's that is our drives. These are our main drives here. But this is our main one here, so this is our one we can use. I just check and see can we actually. This is our system one right here. So I wonder if we can actually have access to their system drive itself. But it seems like it's showing all the programs. I'm not deleting it obviously because I can damage this. And then we have all access to our thing. Where's the VAR? There it is here. So this thing is locked. I'm not going to mess too much with it, so I don't want nothing to happen. But similarly, you can have access to this stuff, but I'm not going to mess about with. Which I could anyway, actually. You know, I'm going to just delete this, see what happens. I don't think you can because it's grayed out. So I don't think we do have full access. Permissions. And I can only view modify. So we don't have access to this stuff, but we're just safe enough, kinda. But I'm assuming you can. There is an option you can add an administrator. On this, so you can actually remove the file if you wanted to. Because a lot of those have that feature. So I'm just looking for it here and see if it shows. I don't think I see it anyway. No, I don't really see it. No, not in there. close tab, and so on. No, it doesn't have it. I don't think it'll have it. But the Fedora version, you can have access to it. You can wipe anything at all in Fedora. But this version of it, you can't really get too much access to it. But it doesn't matter anyway. But so I'm not going to mess about with the operation system. But there you go. I do apologize what the noise with it at the start there. I've never understood why it made that noise. But look at that. Your KDE is now complete, and you can able to use it as much as you want. Oh, that's right. We're going to do your Raspberry Pi or Pi apps. You were saying, right? Well, I'll be with you in a moment. Right, I'm back again now. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go into the Firefox browser. So we'll go to the internet. It's the ESR version of it, but it still works, so that's all matters to me. Escape this step, escape that step, start browsing, and I want to get rid of this. I do not want to see any of these. Go to extensions and go to general, and let's see, we'll put it on dark mode. I'm going to try and keep it as basic as possible. Right, so don't have to worry about that. Let's go to home now. Nice and basic, lovely. And search. Turn that off. And we're going to turn off these suggestions. Turn all them off. And I'm going to remove all these. And privacy, I'm going to put the strict. And reload all tabs. And I don't want to ask for any passwords. I don't show alerts. Don't have payments and stuff shown on that. I'm trying to keep everything as strict as possible. And I don't have to touch any of these. Don't need to worry about sync. So now go to extension of themes. And let's go to themes. I'm going to tick dark mode. And now we're going to instructions, and I'm going to turn this off. And I know a lot of people don't recommend it, but I'm going to put an ad blocker because it gets rid of all these nasty ads that it gets annoying. So I'll put in this ad blocker. I'm not going to actually show which ad blocker I'm using for the security purpose. So I'll be with you in a moment. Back again now. So I have that sorted now. So I have the ad blocker in, but you don't see it for the security purpose. So they don't get banned. So just to get rid of annoying ads. So now we should be ad free and we should be going grand. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put in Pi apps. Now the Pi apps only work. And let's do download. And I reject all these and refresh. So it goes dark mode. And we're going to just choose this top one here. So the Pi apps only work on Raspberry Pi only. Just to let you know, it only works on Raspberry Pi. So even this is Ubuntu, but that's the ARM-based one for Raspberry Pi. So if you have a Raspberry Pi Ubuntu, you can use that. Debian version of Raspberry Pi and the Pi OS itself. So I'm going to just choose this one up here. This is the main simple one here. This one works flawlessly. Or you can do it manually if you want, but I'm going to just use this top one. And yes, you can use the terminal because it works. And I hit enter. And you don't have to insert your password because it's a Raspberry Pi. It's a Raspberry Pi, you don't require a password. But there it goes. It's doing the installation now. So that's going to, you'll see the Raspberry Pi icon up here. It will spawn up here. So when that's finished, it should pop up here in this corner. So just when that finished, there it is. And I can move up here, look, brings up this screen. Sort of glitchy though. I don't recommend it. I should turn that off actually. I can't even get, and I can't get back to the, oh there we go. Came back. I should turn that feature off. As you can see, that was a glitch though. Just have a black screen. And I do it again and brings it back. Because that's not really made, it's not really made for that. Where would that be in? Display molder? No, it won't be in display molder, no. Where would it be in? No, not wallpapers. Definitely not wallpapers. No, not screen lock and search. No, it won't be in that. Where will it be? All the times I've been doing this, I can't even figure out where it's going to be. I'll just have to do it individually. Touchscreen? No, not in touchscreen because we don't have a touchscreen. Accessibility, it's not on that. Oh, there we go. It's a mouse and pad. Let's turn this off. Untick these. Take that off as well. Apply. So now it should now not work. So now that's that finished. So Raspberry Pi, there you go. Pi apps is here. We got our Pi apps. Just to show that it's working. We'll install, let's see, games. And we'll install Microsoft Java Present Launcher. And we'll install this. Now, I'm not going to play a game on this, but it just gives you an example that it does work. So we'll just give it a few minutes to load in, but then we should be finished. But it's very good, isn't it? It's good how you can actually now use a Raspberry Pi without KDE without using Control Alt F4. You do get these warnings, don't worry about that. That's not, it's just telling you that if you need to update it, you have to update it. But it has a vanilla thing on it too, so it does have no, but don't worry, that doesn't do anything wrong with your machine, it will still run. So, and I will show that. I may have to require a restart because it may not work right away. But as you can see, you can use the Pi apps itself to use things. You can use a Flatpak for the console or for your Discover, whatever you prefer, because that will come up on the Discover as well. Same way, so you don't have to do this little Flatpak install way. You can just click on it and that's it, and choose that version you want. So now you see now that's installed. So we'll close this and see if it shows on games here. There it is. And voila, it works. So unfortunately I can't play a game because you have to sign into Microsoft to play the Minecraft game. And I do have, I really have it in my machine already. So for a bonus, I will put that on. I'll take out the SD card and put it on my machine, and I'll show you how that works. And you're probably wondering, so your display here, this display right here is not showing. So would you think that will work on this since it's a Raspberry Pi? Absolutely. I'll install that right now. So there's that thing. And I can do this, you see. The only downside is will not work, so I'm going to use 20.1 here. It will not work though, because you need, it will install. No, I'll take the recommended. It will show here now. But when I hit launch, you need to have a Microsoft account for it to work. In order to play Minecraft, you must have at least one Microsoft account that owns Microsoft login. If you like to open account manager and add it now, and if you hit no, see, you can play demo. So your account does not own Microsoft. You need to purchase the game first to play it. So you can play the demo of it. Maybe just call player. So now it's showing now it's launching demo mode. So for some reason it doesn't want to actually work, so you can't really play it on demo. What if I type in, let's say, Kate? Does that work? Nah, so it's not going to work. You have to have an account for it to work. So I don't want to sign in already. I'm signed in. But let's now go on to Firefox here. So I have the thing here. There it is right here. I have this already, so you can see I have the case, and then there's the sign-in details right here, or not the sign-in details, it has the thing I need to open up the Pyroman, as you can see right there. I just have to put that link in, so I'll put that link in now. So and up the top here, you just put in H. TTPS and then the dot line. So we'll type in PAR ONMAN 5 dot R tfd.io, and you hit enter. So it takes you into this page, and depends on which one you're using. I'm using just the standard 5, so I'm going to go for this one up here. And then we go way to number 4 as the set up install software, and we just drag down and click next right here. So this is a page here that we're going to use. So I'm going to just bookmark this onto the bookmarks toolbar, so it's going to be here for the next time I want to click on it. So first thing we need to do is to open our terminal here again, or our console I should say, and we'll just pop that over here. And so this gives you everything, how to install the display end for this Raspberry Pi display here, and control the fans and so on and so forth. So they said the first thing you need to do is to do the shutdown behavior, because it will mess up the shutdown once you install this. So this is sort of a new thing they put in here, so you need to do this. So there's a wee thing you have to use here now. Sudo rasp config. So we're going to just copy that, and we'll go to here and paste and hit enter. So it's like a wee something you see in Windows. So we have to go into advanced options and then shutdown behavior at the very bottom, and then we just have to select the top one here for Raspberry Pi 4 and 5 recommended, and then we don't have hats, so we'll click, we just hit enter on that, and then that's it. You'll see this doing this, and then it comes back to the screen, and it will tell me to restart. So we're going to hit finish, and it says you like to reboot now. I could go for no, but I'd rather go for yes, so that's why I put that in, just for safety measures. So now it's going to shut down. So that be their boot now be set up on that, but that doesn't mean that's going to be on, because we didn't do nothing on that yet. So we're on our Raspberry Pi now again, and you can see it's working perfectly fine. And what I love about it now, it just opens up, as you can see the mouse already, and then puts you right into it. This is great, isn't it? Thanks to GavinW for helping us out on that. So now you can finally use your favorite machine on the Raspberry Pi. So you can see everything closed down again. So we're going to open up the terminal, and we want to open up the browser again, and it shows store last session what we're at. It usually comes up, it says restore last session, or automatically opens. It's actually automatically opening. There we go, perfect. So we'll get our console here and move it over here to the left just slightly, and move this slightly over to the right, and we're going to, now we did all this, we want to do the downloading now, the Powerman, the module thing here. So we're going to start with this thing here, just copy this and then paste this in, and then hit enter. So this might take a wee bit, so just give that a wee few seconds to load in all that stuff. See where they say apt-get, that's Debian file. So now it shows you this, means now it's finished. So now we have to do the big thing here. We have to install this Terra machine, and once you install that, then we can start the servers up if you want to, but it automatically should start up. If not, it will ask you to reboot. So for it to do it, so I had pasted and hit enter. So I did this thing here, this one right here now, the CD one from GitHub. So it's going to do all this now. So we'll just give that a few minutes now to install. And this might take a wee bit depending on the speed, and depends on the speed of the SD card itself. And I already have this all installed onto my actual NVMe drive down there, and that's 1 terabyte. NVMe card, because I don't need a 2 terabyte, because I'm not going to put a lot of things in this, because it's not going to be very good for gaming. It'll be good for certain games, like, but it's not good for every game. But anyways, it's, so you can see now it's doing the installation. It's working perfectly fine. And like I said, you have your Raspberry Pi. The only downside when it comes to this, as you know, it doesn't have an SD copier, and you can put in the SD copier, but it's not as good as you think. The SD copier doesn't really work very well on this. You have to use it on, if you get the Raspberry Pi OS itself, with the operation system. So now you see what it shows you now. Whether like to restart the changes to take effect, and you can do N, but when you do N, it's not going to show display. So you want to show display, so we're going to tap Y and hit enter. So it's going to reboot again. But this time we should be able to see display this time. So we just give us a few minutes to run up here. And we should all see when that starts up, we should see a display and lighten up as well. Look at that. Now we have our display. See a wee display here now. So, and then we're up. So, oops, I'm going to press F4. Lucky nothing happened. And we're back in onto my Raspberry Pi KDE Desktop Edition, and success. So we're now have our wee display, and we can control the fans as well. But I'll do that in another video sometime, because I think this video is long enough. But there you go. So I hope you really enjoyed this. So before I'm going to do something special, and I'll do that now on this next part of the video. So just give me a minute. So and the end of this video now. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you got every update now of what I've done. So this is how you install the KDE Plasma on the Raspberry Pi, and without a sweat, and give a big thumbs up to GavinW for giving me this idea, because that's how I really got this from the first place. So yeah, so he's on the Raspberry Pi forums, so which is very handy. That took me ages to figure out, and I went through every YouTube to figure out. And then the famous YouTuber Lee's, I think it's Lee's PSP videos, he made the close version of it. He was trying to do the plasma version of this as well, but he had to do the control and alt F4 for it to work, to get it through. So he was very close, but I hope he sees this video here too, because that'll give him an in. He goes, that's perfect. He might get that if he wants to do that in his own computer as well. He has his own Raspberry Pi. There you go. It's all there. And don't be thanking me. Thank GavinW, because it was his idea, but at the beginning, he's the one gave me the idea to do this. So thanks him for doing it. I'm just giving you more the video advice of it, so you can help out yourself what you want to do. You can watch it, don't watch it, whatever you prefer. I'm going to edit all this anyway. This is all going to be in the one video, so I don't have to have all parts of videos. So, but then I'm going to have one video going to be separate, and that's going to show. I'm using this. So this is as you see, this is a test version of it, but I actually have. I'm really using it on my NVMe drive. So I'll do that at the very moment now when this video is finished. So give me a like, subscribe to Tattoo2K1981, and or you can give me a dislike, whatever you prefer, or unsubscribe me, or I honestly don't care. Well, you know, I'm only joking, I do care. But anyways, it's just really up to you, really. So have a good one, and hopefully see you in the next video. Hopefully I'll get back to gaming again, to do Minecraft again. So have a good one. Bye bye.